You ever open your savings account the day after you get paid? You see that number in there, that direct deposit? And for a split second, you feel okay. You feel like, all right, I can breathe. And then you start subtracting. Rent or the mortgage, gone. That car payment, gone. Groceries, gas for the car, that student loan payment that just never seems to die. And suddenly, you're looking at a number that feels impossible. You just worked for 80 hours, 100 hours, whatever it was, for this? For just enough to get you to the next paycheck? You did everything they told you to do. You got the grades, you got the job, you show up early, you stay late, but you're just running in place. If that feels familiar, you're in the right place. My name is John, and I spend way too much time thinking about why the old financial playbook is completely broken. If you're someone who feels like you're working harder than ever, but your bank account doesn't show it, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Look, we need to talk about the biggest lie we were ever told about money. It was told to you by your parents, by your teachers, by every graduation speech you've ever had to sit through, and that lie is just work hard and you will get rich. Here's the thing. That is not just wrong in today's economy. It is a dangerous, soul-crushing myth. Following that advice is the surest way to end up tired, broke, and resentful in your 40s, wondering where it all went wrong. Let's just start with the raw numbers. It's not your imagination, you are working harder. According to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, American worker productivity, that's how much stuff we produce per hour, has shot up by over 65% since 1979. We are wildly more efficient than our parents' generation. But our pay? The hourly compensation for the average worker has only gone up by about 18% in that same time after adjusting for inflation. Think about that. You are producing 3.5 times more value, but you're only seeing a tiny fraction of that reward. So where is all that extra money, that extra value you're creating going? It's not going into your paycheck. It's going to owners. Owners of the company, owners of the stock, owners of the assets. And this is the fundamental secret we were never taught in school. We were taught how to be good employees, not how to be owners. The entire system is designed to extract the value of your hard work, your time, your life energy, and transfer it into the pockets of those who own the assets. Let me break it down. There are two ways to make money in this world. You can rent out your time for a wage, which is what 99% of people do, or you can own an asset that generates money for you whether you're working or not. Your job will never make you rich. Why? Because your time is finite. You only have 24 hours in a day. You can only work so hard before you collapse. Your ability to earn is capped. But an asset? A piece of a business, a stock, a rental property, a piece of intellectual property, its ability to grow and generate money is not tied to your time. It works while you sleep. Here's a simple math example. Let's say you're making $70,000 a year. You work your tail off, you get a great performance review, and your boss gives you a generous 4% raise. Fantastic! That's an extra $2,800 a year. After taxes, let's call it $2,000. That's about $166 a month. I mean, it's not nothing. It's a few extra dinners out, but it's not life-changing. You're not getting rich. Now, let's say instead of just working, you'd been taking a small part of your income and buying an asset. Let's say 5 years ago, you bought $70,000 worth of a simple S&P 500 index fund, an asset. Over the last 5 years, the S&P 500 has had an average annual return of roughly 12%. Your $70,000 asset, without you lifting a finger, could have grown to be worth over $123,000. It made you over $50,000 while you were working, sleeping, and watching Netflix. Which number is going to make you wealthy? The $166 a month from working harder, or the $50,000 from owning something? This is the game being played. Your salary is designed to climb a staircase. Asset values are designed to ride an elevator. You can't win by taking the stairs. Now, you might be thinking, John, that's great, but I don't have a spare $70,000 to invest. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I get it.
And that's the trap. The system is designed to keep you on that treadmill, paying for ever-increasing costs of living so that you never have enough left over to buy the assets. The cost of housing, education, healthcare, these things have inflated at a rate that absolutely crushes wage growth. According to Federal Reserve data, the median home price in America has more than doubled in the last 15 years. Has your salary doubled? I didn't think so. So you work harder just to afford the same quality of life your parents had, leaving you with nothing left to invest. It's a vicious cycle. This isn't just about math, though. It's deeply psychological. We are conditioned from childhood to crave the security of a paycheck. A steady job feels safe. Investing feels risky. Starting a side business feels terrifying. Why? Because the paycheck is predictable. You know if you show up for 2 weeks, X amount of dollars will appear in your account. Your brain loves that certainty. It's a hit of dopamine, a confirmation that you're safe. But here's what most people don't realize. A single job is the riskiest financial position you can be in. You're one bad boss, one corporate merger, one new piece of AI technology away from your income dropping to zero instantly. Diversifying your investments is common sense, but we put 100% of our faith in one single fragile source of income. It's madness. The real risk isn't trying to build something on the side. The real risk is doing nothing. The real risk is believing that your loyalty and hard work will be rewarded. So, how do we break this cycle? It's not about quitting your job tomorrow. That's foolish. Your job is a tool. It's the source of capital you need to start buying your freedom. The first step is a mental shift. You have to stop thinking of yourself as just an employee and start thinking of yourself as an owner. Your 9 to 5 pays the bills. Your 5 to 9 builds your wealth. That time after work isn't for zoning out on the couch. That's your building time. It's when you read the books, learn about investing, and start putting your money to work, even if it's just $50 at a time. This is where it gets really interesting. You don't need a lot of money to start. You can buy a fractional share of a company for $5. The key isn't how much you start with, it's that you start. You need to make your money have babies. Let me tell you about 2 friends. Let's call them Alex and Ben. Both graduated college, got good jobs as engineers, making the same salary. They both worked hard. Alex followed the traditional script. He got his raise, he leased a nice BMW, he got a promotion, he moved into a fancier apartment. He was living the life. His income went up, and his expenses went right up with it. Ben did things differently. He drove a 10-year-old Honda. He lived with a roommate for a few extra years. He looked less successful from the outside, but every single month, he took every dollar he wasn't spending and automatically invested it into low-cost index funds. Just boring, simple, set-it-and-forget-it investing. Fast forward 10 years, Alex is still on the treadmill. He's got a nicer title, a bigger salary, but he's also got a bigger mortgage, 2 car payments, and he's just as stressed about money as he was a decade ago. He's trapped. His lifestyle owns him. Ben, however, his investment portfolio, quietly compounding in the background, is now worth over $500,000. It generates enough in dividends and growth each year that it's like having a second person working for him 24/7. He has options. He can quit his job if he wants. He can travel. He can start his own company. He didn't get lucky. He didn't work harder than Alex. He just understood the game. Alex used his hard work to buy liabilities that made him poor. Ben used his hard work to buy assets that made him rich. This is the choice you have to make. Are you going to keep pouring your life's energy into a bucket with a hole in it, or are you going to start using that energy to build a pipeline? The system isn't designed for the hard worker to win anymore. It's rigged for the owner to win. So, you have to become an owner. Start today. Open a brokerage account. It takes 10 minutes. Set up an automatic transfer of just $25 a week. Buy a share of an ETF like VTI, which lets you own a tiny piece of the entire U.S. stock market. Your financial future will not be determined by the 3% raise your boss signs off on. It will be determined by the decisions you make in your evenings and on your weekends. It will be built by you, brick by brick, share by share, with every dollar you choose to pay your future self instead of giving it to someone else. Stop trading your time for money. Start using your money to buy back your time. That is the only path to true financial freedom. If this video opened your eyes, share it with one friend who's working way too hard for way too little. Let's change the conversation. And tell me in the comments, what is the first asset you are going to buy? I am not a registered financial advisor, and this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only. All investing involves risk, and you should consult with a licensed professional before making any financial decisions. Do your own research.